Hi guys. While cordless vacuum cleaners with battery operation were inevitably linked to a bulging wallet until a few years ago, the practical household helpers are now becoming more and more affordable. This is not least due to the fact that technology companies from the Far East are making us happy with inexpensive devices. These are mainly subsidiaries of the Chinese electronics company Xiaomi, which often not only score with a low price, but also deliver good to very good performance. When it comes to battery-powered vacuum cleaners, it's mainly a company called Dreame that regularly earns top ratings with its devices. This was also the case with the Dreame V12, which not only comes with a wide range of features, but also a whopping suction power of 27,000 Pascal. However, Dreame obviously does not want to be satisfied with its standard version and launches the V12 Pro only a few months after the release of the V12. Meanwhile, it is really complicated to look through the different models of Dreame. This is not only because the vacuums all have very similar names. On top of that, the Chinese manufacturer releases a new vacuum cleaner every quarter. Dreame has once again caused confusion with the V12 Pro. After all, the name of the battery-powered vacuum cleaner was still V16 at the presentation. Now, the company has obviously decided on V12 Pro as the appropriate name. Those who like to import to save should keep that in mind. The scope of delivery of the V12 Pro is quite impressive. Once again, Dreame shows itself to be extremely generous by including a lot of practical accessories. In particular, the various attachments ensure that you should be able to reach just about any corner, no matter how small, with a cordless vacuum cleaner. Included are, among others, a smart multi-function brush, a flexible adapter, a 2-in-1 brush nozzle and lead suction tube, a flexible extension hose, the carbon fiber wand, a mini electric brush, and a soft dust brush. Let's start with the first impression. After all, when it comes to household appliances, looks are becoming increasingly important. Long ago, not everyone has a large utility room where all household appliances can fit. Accordingly, a cordless vacuum cleaner should look good enough to hang on a wall in the kitchen, hallway or bedroom. That would not be difficult for me with the Dreame V12 Pro. After all, Dreame once again relies on a restrained, but elegant design. The vacuum cleaner relies primarily on a dark gray that blends in well with pretty much any environment. We also particularly like the intake manifold, which comes in a chic carbon look. This not only looks good, but also ensures that the tube is very nice and light compared to the competition. For quite some time now, the subsidiary company of Xiaomi has also equipped its battery-powered vacuum cleaners with a chic display. But this is by no means just a screen with static images. Instead, the small LCD display also shows status messages in the form of moving images. The fancy animations leave a great impression and make it clear once again that Dreame by no means only delivers cheap copies of the Dyson vacuum cleaners. The display shows the most important information about the vacuum's state. In addition to the current suction level, the vacuum also indicates any errors or general information, such as a full dust container. It's nice that Dreame gives its vacuum this nice-looking innovation. The high level of workmanship continues with the accessories. Nothing rattles here and everything fits wonderfully smoothly on the suction unit. All in all, Dreame delivers the very highest quality in terms of workmanship. I always find it amazing how consistently the Chinese shine in this regard. But let's not fool ourselves. More important than the outward appearances are the inner values even in a vacuum cleaner. The Dreame V12 Pro comes with a range of attachments. Thereby, the whopping 32,000 Pascal suction power can be used in almost any situation. Whether it's a couch, mattress, wood floor or car interior, Dreame's new power machine can take on any challenge. But many attachments are not necessarily an advantage. Especially when they are difficult to install or remove, the practical add-on quickly becomes an unwanted evil. The V12 Pro uses a practical click mechanism. The centerpiece is always the suction unit. You can then optionally attach the long suction rod, the multi-brush, the crevice nozzle with LED, etc. to it. This went wonderfully by the hand in practice and ensures that the V12 Pro can always be quickly and easily adapted to the current setting. Thereby the most different possibilities arise. Most often, one will certainly use the suction unit in combination with the carbon fiber rod and the wide multi-brush. If, on the other hand, you want a handheld vacuum, you plug the multi-brush or one of the many other attachments directly onto the suction unit. However, Dreame also includes two exciting adapters that are supposed to provide even more comfort when vacuuming. The first is an extension hose. This is particularly suitable in combination with one of the compact attachments such as the lead crevice nozzle or the 2-in-1 brush nozzle. In practice, it is ideal for vacuuming out the car, for example. After all, it is wonderfully flexible and, unlike many hoses of old vacuum cleaners, can be reduced to a compact size. Another handy attachment is the flexible adapter. And this is probably one of the most exciting features of the V12 Pro. We already know the flexible adapter from the V12. Here it is ensured that the cordless vacuum cleaner gets an additional joint. This should allow you to vacuum under cabinets without getting lumbago. To what extent this helps in practice will be discussed later. Of course, the Dreame V12 Pro can be mounted on the wall, as befits a cordless vacuum. Dreame includes a practical wall mount for this purpose. This not only serves as a mirror holder for the V12 Pro, but also as a charging station. On top of that, the attachments for the vacuum can be conveniently accommodated here. The circular LCD screen has become standard on Dreame's cordless vacuums. But with its V12 Pro, the Chinese have taken it up a notch. In addition to the battery charge level, some other information can also be read here. You can use the two buttons above and below the display. The lock button is located above. You can use it to change the work mode. For example, there are two different options to choose from. In the discontinuous cleaning mode, you have to hold down the trigger of the vacuum to be able to vacuum continuously. Alternatively, you can opt for continuous mode. Once this is selected, just click the trigger and the vacuum stays on. Pull the trigger again to turn the vacuum off. Of course, this is all a matter of taste. Owning a Dyson V10 myself, I found the discontinuous mode to be more natural at first. However, with trying out the continuous mode, I also found myself liking it. It's especially handy for longer vacuuming sessions, not having to hold the suction button down permanently. This mode is also advisable when using the extension hose. After all, you don't always have the suction unit in your hand in this case. The button below the display allows you to regulate the suction power, among other things. Here you have the choice between 3 different power levels. The vacuum cleaner then throws your manual setting of the suction power overboard when the intelligent multifunctional brush is attached. After all, it increases or reduces the suction power depending on the surface. You can also use the button to change the language by holding it down for a longer time. If the V12 Pro has any problem, the vacuum will let you know by displaying an error message on the screen. Not only a low battery level plays a role here. For example, a blocked air duct or a stuck roller brush can also be made clear here. No errors occurred during our test, but the visualization on the LCD screen will certainly pay off in practice. After 15 seconds of nothing changing in the current status of the vacuum, the display automatically turns off. This is extremely useful from a battery point of view. Let's take a look at the practical side of things. We put the V12 Pro through its paces in various disciplines to see how helpful the cordless vacuum is in everyday use. We tested every single attachment. We started with the intelligent multi-brush. This will certainly be used most often by conventional users. After all floors can be vacuumed perfectly with it. Of course, the brush doesn't get its epithet intelligent by accident. If you put the vacuum in automatic mode, it adjusts the suction strength depending on the surface. This worked perfectly in practice. While the V12 Pro vacuumed on my parquet floor at the lowest or medium level, it automatically increased the power on my long pile carpet to get the best possible suction off that as well. The usual dirt like pet hair from my cats, as well as the dust and dirt accumulated on my floors within a week presented no problems for the V12 Pro. So time to do some heavy lifting. I scattered some cornflakes, rice grains and cat litter to give the V12 Pro a big challenge. Only a few grains of cat litter remained in the carpet on the hardwood floor in my living room, the long pile carpet in the hallway, and the tiles in the bathroom and kitchen. When I vacuumed over the carpet once more, however, even these remnants disappeared. With the help of the mini electric brush, I then vacuumed my couch and the mattress of my bed, especially on the sofa. The results were really amazing. The grains of rice that were also scattered here were vacuumed out of the small sofa seams just fine. The 2-in-1 brush nozzle was also very suitable for use on the sofa. This attachment also did very well in the car. Switching between the brush and the brushless suction tube was particularly useful for floor mats. If you click the tube extension still in between, the ease of use in the car is very high. With the help of the flexible adapter, I was able to vacuum even under my closet. If you like to clean your technical devices like keyboard and monitor, you can also use the soft dust brush. This is gentle on even sensitive surfaces and reliably removes dust. The crevice nozzle with LED lighting, familiar from the V12, should not be missing either. This allows you to free even dark corners from dirt and dust, which paid off especially under my couch with a small distance to the floor. Unfortunately, you have to do without a wiping function on the V12 Pro. Why is this a pity? Unlike in our climes, the vacuum is delivered in the Far East with a practical wipe mode. Why Dreame does without this feature in this country is questionable. After all, it would have been an optimal addition to the otherwise really very good suction performance of the V12 Pro. The battery never reached its limits during my test, because I always plugged the vacuum right back into the charging cable after vacuuming. Dreame states a staying power of 85 minutes in the technical details. I think that this is definitely a realistic value. Thus, it is a bit less enduring than the V12, which manages 90 minutes. This should easily suffice even in large apartments. Once the battery is empty, it can be fully recharged within 4 hours. After cleaning is before cleaning. Have you namely once with a bagless vacuum cleaner your home from dust and dirt freed, fills bit by bit the dust container. After a few cleaning sessions, the dust bin needs to be cleaned or emptied. Even if vacuuming is still so convenient, a complicated or unhygienic cleaning can throw a spanner in the works. Even with the V12 Pro, you shouldn't wait too long to empty the dust container. Otherwise, the cordless vacuum cleaner will not be able to fully utilize its high performance. Emptying the V12 Pro is a simple task. Hold the device over your trash can. Now press the release button on the bottom cover. The flap opens and the collected waste from your last vacuum units finds its way into the trash can. From time to time, you should also take a dry cloth and clean the dust bin thoroughly. In addition to the dust container, the cyclone unit also needs to be cleaned from time to time. You can easily remove it and then rinse it under running water. I am always amazed at how Dreame manages to convince me device after device. I make no secret of the fact that I assumed with the arrival of the V12 Pro that the subsidiary of Xiaomi has simply polished up a predecessor visually about to bring him half a year later, profitably to woman and man. However, Dreame once again relies on its own recipe for success. The experts in household technology have taken the best features of the V12 and added a pinch of innovation. Not only the chic carbon fiber look, but also the futuristic-looking display stand out. However, the sheer suction power that the V12 Pro delivers is particularly astonishing, in view of the 32,000 Pascal, which you can really feel with the almost perfect suction performance. You can also overlook the slightly shorter battery life compared to the V12. And while we're on the subject of comparisons, if Dreame continues to make its battery vacuums better and better at such short intervals, Dyson will really have to start warming up. There really aren't any major differences to the high-priced devices from the traditional UK company. However, we do have to complain a bit. For example, I really miss the wiping function in the V12 Pro, which buyers in China get. Why we have to do without this is really a mystery to me. However, I wouldn't be surprised if this is introduced in the V12 Extra Pro in half a year. In short, a great vacuum at an excellent value for money. Thank you for watching. See you soon.